Hey YouTube, this is Darren. I was going to do a quick video. Somebody had asked me, Mower Romping had asked me about adjusting valves on overhead valve Briggs and Stratton engine. And so I told him I would do it if he wanted me to do one. He sent me another message back and asked me if I would. And so this is a response to his request to do these. I'll show you how I do them. There's a lot of people that have videos up on how to do them, and a lot of their videos are better than I am, but I'll show you how I do them. This is a 17.5 horsepower overhead valve IC engine. It's a Briggs and Stratton engine. It's a single cylinder, and I'm going to adjust the valves in it. It's sitting in a jig I built to display engines, and so customers can see them running. Normally you'd have the hood and you would unbolt the hood bracket, take it off and everything, and that's going to expose the valve cover. Now I'm going to zoom in and we'll get started. I've got my tools laid out. I'm going to go ahead and get a towel or a rag down here because this is going to catch the oil that comes out when I take the valve cover off. I'm going to disconnect the spark plug, and then I'm going to remove the spark plug because I want to be able to feel the engine come up to a top dead center to where the piston is at its highest point. I'm putting a new plug in it anyway, so I needed to do this. I've got that out, and it'll make it a lot easier to turn this by hand. And this is just sitting on. I can actually take that off. These are 10 millimeters. Now when I do these down here, I'm in Alabama, in central Alabama, and I buy and sell equipment, and then I do service work as well on the side. I think I charge $45 or $50 to do these. Okay, gotten the valve cover off. The gasket is intact. I want to make sure. I'm going to clean it off. And while I've got it off, I'm just going to give it an eyeball and make sure everything is okay and nothing is too hinky. Let me check our view and see how that got us. Okay, yeah, we're still good. This is the intake, the top one. This is the exhaust. So, I believe that's correct. So, I'm going to spin this engine over by hand, and you can see rocker arms moving up and down. And I've got the spark plug out, so it's going to spin really free. And what you can do is you can put a screwdriver in, and you'll let it set on the piston, and you'll do this gently. You don't want to score up the piston or the wall, and you will let it come up when the piston comes up, and you'll know that you're at the top dead center. I don't do that. I usually just spin it around till I get this one on top. Now you can see this. Okay, that's pretty loose. Hang on just a second. Okay, I got it situated a little better. Now you can see just from eyeballing it that this is a little loose. Now they always have a little bit of play in them, but this one is a little excessive, and I've made sure that this is on top dead center, and the pressure is off of this, and I've got my gap set at 0.004. That's going to be the markings on it, and you see it fits down in there quite easily. Actually, a lot more of it could fit. So what we're going to do is bring it down to where it 0.004 fits just inside it, and that's it. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to unlock the keeper, and then we're going to loosen the bolt. There, now you can see it. Unlock that little keeper, that retainer, and we're going to loosen this bolt so we can adjust it. To unlock this, you're going to use a 20, a number 20 Torx head, I believe it is. I think that's right. You're just going to put it in there, and that's it. And that unlocked it. Now, you saw that moved a little bit. This is a number 10 metric. There we go, and you can see it's moving back and forth. Hold on just a second, I'm going to put this on the tripod. Okay, there, I've got it on the tripod so you can kind of see. And this is the 10 metric. We've already got this broken loose, and so it's loose. We're going to put this on 004. Now, we're going to get it just where it moves. Now, if you get it a little too tight, it's not the greatest thing. You don't want to get it too tight. You just want to get it to where it fits, just like that. Okay, I've adjusted it. I'm going to put this 10 metric on there, and I'll fine tune it. So there we go. Now, I can move it through it. And I've got the bolt held in place. Let me move my big head out of the way. There we go. And now with this, I'm going to tighten it back up. The intake is done. Now, we're going to go down below and do the exhaust. Let me make sure you can still see good. I think so. Let me try to zoom it in a little bit better for you. That may be a little better. Alright. We're going to spin this around until we get where all the pressure is off this one and it's on this one. There we go. I'm just curious. You can see it easily fits in, so it's out of adjustment. I believe the specifications on this one say to gap it at 005. I've gapped them at 005 and 004. I never had any problem. So I usually just gap mine at 004. Taking the feeler gauge, I put it in. I got it to where it just moves. This is good for when the riding mowers are really hard to start and you find yourself going through a starter and you wonder why. Or if you chew the head up on the starter gears, on those plastic starter gears, and you start to think, wow, it's never done that, and you've had it for a couple of years. I usually do these about once every season on mine, and you don't need to do them that much. Okay, I've got it. Actually, I'm gonna pick the camera up and see if I can get you a closer view. Hold on. There we go. That might be a little bit better. Got it. Now, Donnie Boy 73 does a really fantastic video of this. I'm all stutters and drop stuff, but he does a really good job of explaining it. There we go. And that's good. And that is on there. While I'm looking at everything, I'm also checking out my push rods. There's two of these guys in here, and they spin. They don't appear to be bent or warped or anything like that. I don't see any debris. When I wipe my finger across that, I don't get a lot of metal shavings or anything like that. Now the oil's filthy, but that's just from neglect. But I don't get any metal shavings or anything. Alright, now I've done the top and I've done the bottom. That's it. You put the valve covers on, make sure you got everything bolted down and everything locked. I like to do these guys 2 or 3 times just to make sure. So I've got it off, and I'm going to spin it around by hand a few times. I figure if people are paying me to do this, I want to do a good job. So, and this pays for all my playing too. So I'm going to take this guy. I got it on top again. This is nice and loose. And even though I just put it all together, and I'm pretty sure, I'm really sure, I'm damn sure that I did it right, I'm going to do it again. And this is why, I mean, you can do one in 10 minutes, I guess. But I take about 45 minutes, an hour, and when I get through with the engine, I clean it up and get it back to them. That's why I charge what I do. And everybody says I don't charge enough. I don't know how much other companies or actual businesses charge for this. I don't know. And I'll check the oil and top it off and clean it. And if I have time, I'll spray it off with a hose. There we go. So I'll do it again. It was good the first time. And this video may actually be quite long. And if you will look close, you will see freaking Alabama state bird, mosquito. There. Check my work since I was goofing off. There we go. That feels good. I'm going to check it. Going to take it apart and do it again. Like I said, you don't really have to. I like to do it, roll the engine around a few times. By that I mean circulate the flywheel a few times to make sure that everything is going good, because when it moves, something may have been in the way, may have been a little piece of grit that had knocked it out of alignment, and may have been keeping me from getting it just exactly. And then I'm going to tighten it back up. That's it. Feeler gauge, I think it's $5. You can get that at Lowe's, Home Depot, any place, an Advanced Automotive or anything like that. Now this guy is all good. I'd set my 4 bolts in here, so I didn't lose any this time. I take the rag. I'm going to clean this out, make sure no debris or anything's falling into it. The gasket is in pretty good shape. Let me back this out. There we go. The gasket's in pretty good shape. You can, if you're concerned, run a bead of silicone around the bottom of it or all the way around it. And I put it back on. Be sure your OH and your V are right side up. That's one of the little subtle tips that I picked up on and learned that the hard way. So this is it. I'll get these guys in finger tight. And this may be a dull, boring video, and I won't get a lot of views or a lot of hits, but like I said, hell, somebody asked me to do it, so I don't mind doing it. And we're going to put this back in, get it up, get it kind of snug, and I'm going to cross torque it. Don't know that it matters, but that's just what I've always done. Some people swear by it. Some people say it's a waste of time, but I have seen aluminum deform and break when you don't do that. There you go. This is aluminum that you're bolting this back into, so you don't have to get it very tight. And that's it. That's it, man. I hope that helps. If you have any other questions or anything like that, give me a holler, shout out at me, and let me know, and I'll try to help you. If you have any other questions about any other videos, let me know. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I got the 6-wheeler up and it's going good. I'm getting it finished up and everything, and I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do the next time. I've got a side shaft engine that has some drive shafts, so I'm wondering if maybe we ought to make one with a drive shaft in it and no more belts. Something to think about. Bye bye.